His emotional response moves the crowd to tears. The community park buzzed with excitement as President Trump emerged from his motorcade, flanked by Secret Service agents in their crisp black suits. The afternoon sun bathed the scene in golden light, and families had gathered in anticipation of a special occasion, a meet and greet with the president to celebrate a new healthcare initiative. Children waved tiny American flags, parents eagerly snapped pictures, and a small stage with a podium stood ready for Trump's speech. But for one little girl in a pink dress, this event wasn't just about the celebration. It was her one chance to ask a question that had been weighing on her young heart. 8-year-old Emily stood close to the front, gripping her mother's hand tightly. Her blonde ponytail swayed slightly as she fixed her big blue eyes on the president. As Trump made his way down the rope line, shaking hands and flashing his signature wide smile, his deep voice rang out over the cheerful commotion. "Great to be here, folks." "Really great," he called, his red tie catching the sunlight. The crowd erupted in cheers. Emily swallowed hard, squeezing her mother's hand even tighter. "Go on, sweetheart," her mother whispered, giving her a gentle nudge. "You can do it." Taking a shaky step forward, Emily barely stood out among the towering adults around her. But as Trump approached, she summoned all her courage and raised her voice, trembling, yet clear. "Mr. President," she called out, her small voice cutting through the noise. Trump paused, looking down at her with a curious smile. "Well, hello there, young lady," he greeted, his tone instantly softening. "What's your name?" "Emily," she replied, her voice steady despite the nervousness in her eyes. The surrounding chatter faded as the crowd sensed something special unfolding. Trump knelt down to meet her gaze, his Secret Service detail adjusting slightly, but staying close. "Emily, that's a beautiful name," he said warmly. "What's on your mind?" Emily fidgeted with the hem of her dress, then took a deep breath before speaking. "My brother Tommy, he's really sick," she said, her voice cracking. "He needs a special doctor, but we can't afford it. Can you help him?" A hush fell over the park. The crowd collectively held its breath, every eye locked onto the little girl and the president. Trump's smile faded, replaced by a look of deep concern. He glanced toward Emily's mother, who stood teary-eyed just a few steps away, before turning his attention back to the brave young girl in front of him. For a brief moment, he didn't say a word. He simply placed a reassuring hand on her small shoulder. "That's a very brave question, Emily," he finally said, his voice quieter now. "You love your brother a lot, don't you?" Emily nodded, her big blue eyes welling with tears. "He's my best friend," she whispered. Trump exhaled, his expression softening even more. "I'll tell you what," he said, his voice both firm and kind. "I'm going to have my team look into this immediately. We're working hard to make healthcare better for families like yours, and I promise, we'll do everything we can to help Tommy." A soft gasp rippled through the crowd. Emily's mother brought a hand to her mouth, overwhelmed with emotion as tears streamed down her face. Trump turned back to Emily, his gaze warm and sincere. "You're a very brave girl for asking that," he said. "Braver than a lot of adults I know." Emily's face lit up, a single tear escaping down her cheek. Without hesitation, she threw her arms around Trump's neck, hugging him tightly. The crowd let out a collective "ah," and soft claps started spreading through the park. Trump chuckled, gently patting her back. "You're a special kid, Emily," he said, as she pulled away, her smile now shining brighter than ever. Standing up, he adjusted his tie and turned back to the crowd. "This is why we're here, folks," he declared, his voice strong yet full of emotion. "To help families like Emily's. We're going to make things better, believe me." The crowd erupted in applause, many wiping away tears. In that moment, it wasn't about politics or policies. It was about a little girl's love for her brother and a promise of hope.